If you have any questions, type it in the chat box. Friday flow, good morning. So thank you guys for being here this morning. I know that last week I asked you all to type in the chat box to let me know what poses or stretches that you liked. So we'll be doing some of those today as well. And it's been, you know, kind of a crazy week and whirlwind of emotions. And just want to let you guys know that you are not alone if you are feeling those emotions. And, you know, my job is to teach you guys class this morning, and that is what I'm going to do. But, you know, I also can't pretend like there's nothing going on in our country right now. And, you know, our country is so divided, and, you know, it's our job to try to bring it back together. And all those emotions that you may or may not be feeling, I just want to let you know that I'm with you. And I think it's important for us to channel that energy into action, and whatever that looks like for you. You know, maybe it's just talking to friends and families, communities, and it, you know, all of that really starts from us, and not just from the top and from leadership. But I truly believe that it all starts from, you know, from us and having those conversations. And, you know, it's hard to find the right words to say, but I just want to, you know, challenge us to, you know, move those energies into something positive. I feel like this week has been so negative, and I've had a roller coaster of emotions, but today I want to spread, you know, love and positivity. And I know that I asked you guys this a couple weeks ago, but if you don't mind doing this again at the end of class, writing in the chat box something that you're thankful for, you know, something that brings you joy, a person that makes you smile. I think it's important for us to think about positive things right now, and help to bring each other together rather than, you know, divide each other. So if you can think of that during class, that would be awesome, and share it with everybody, something that you're thankful for, something that is positive for you. And then I'll try to email that out to you guys, because when I compiled that list together last time, it was amazing. It was things that we were grateful for. It was really awesome, and just sort of, you know, set the weekend off right. And so I'd love to do that again with you all. So once again, thank you so much for being here. My spiel is over, so now I'm going to do my job. I just had to say that. All right, so with our foam roller, or with your pillows, whatever you have today, we're going to start laying down on our back. We've done this a couple of times before, but if this is new for you, this stretch is really awesome. You're going to sit at the very edge of your foam roller. Excuse me. At the edge of your foam roller, you want to lay all the way down onto your roller, making sure that your head is on the roller as well, or on your stack of pillows. And we're going to keep our knees bent, keep our feet flat on the floor, and I just want you guys to close your eyes. And just start to take deep breaths here. So what we're doing is allowing gravity to sort of push down on our shoulders, push down on our hips, rather than just laying flat on our mat. We're really allowing those tight areas in the body to open up here. So our arms are down by our side, our palms are facing up so that we encourage those shoulders to open. And it might take a couple of minutes for your body to sort of nestle into your foam roller, or to really allow your body to relax, especially if you were using a hard foam roller like me. It's a little bit of a shock to the body. Just continue to breathe, take deep breaths. And with every exhale, just try to let go, loosen up a little bit more each time. We're going to start to move our arms. So feel free to keep your eyes closed, or you can open them up. We're going to take those arms straight up so our palms are facing one another here. So as we inhale, we're gonna open those arms out to the side as if you're making the letter T. So big stretch open, and then as you exhale, you're gonna bring those palms together. So we're gonna repeat this movement a couple of times. Inhale, open, and exhale. So you guys keep moving. I just have to adjust my mat quickly. So just opening and closing those arms. Inhale and exhale. Good deep breath. Okay, I want you guys to do that one more time. And on your last one, you're gonna keep your arms extended. So keep them out to the side and try to get the back of your palms to rest all the way onto the floor. So almost as if you're sort of doing a doorway stretch, or someone is actually pushing down on your shoulders to open them up. Take a couple breaths right there. And now we're going to slowly bring those arms back down towards our side. So we're going to try another way, another variation with our arms. If you weren't feeling that, we're going to reach your arms all the way overhead this time. So you're going to make the letter Y with those arms. So you want to try to get the back of your palms to touch the floor behind you. That's the goal. And maybe they are very far away from the floor. If your shoulders are really tight this morning, and that's okay. No judgment, just seeing how our body is feeling this morning. And then we're going to slowly take them back down to our side. So same thing here. Inhale, we're going to reach all the way overhead. Imagine you're making the letter Y with those arms, and then exhale, you bring them back down. So nice and slow. And if this is a little too much for your shoulders, you can just take them back out to the side, or you can just simply let them relax down by your side without any movement. The one overhead is very, very challenging. So again, listen to your body. Remember that every day we feel a little bit different. We'll do one more. And on that last one, you're going to keep it overhead or out to the side, whichever direction you've chosen to do. And let's hold on to that for a couple of breaths. So it should feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's okay. I want you to continue to breathe through that. If it's painful in any way, make sure to change your arm position. But if it's uncomfortable, then let's hang out here. Challenge ourselves to be a little bit uncomfortable today. That's okay. That is okay. And then slowly, slowly bending those elbows, taking those arms back down to your side. You're going to give yourself a big hug by crossing those arms on your chest here. Big, big hug. And then slowly take your arms down by your side. We'll do one more thing on this foam roller. So we're just going to gently slide off of our roller. So very, very slowly, because we're going to come up to a tabletop position. And we're going to use this roller for our stretch. So slowly making your way up. So hopefully you feel a little bit of relief just after that. So we're going to take that roller right in front of us. And we're actually going to come into a child's pose. So you want your knees nice and wide. You want your feet nice and flat. So we're going to make sort of that same position with our arms. We did that V, or that Y, excuse me. Y. I guess it's a V too, right? Hands here. So this is our inhale. Our hands are on that foam roller. And as we exhale, that roller is going to move away from us. And we're going to take our head in between our arms here. So we're just going to slowly lower, as low as we can, bringing that forehead to the mat. And then inhale, we're going to roll back up. So it's just our upper body here. Inhale, and then exhale. That roller moves away from us as we slide our head in between our arms and down to the mat. We're just going to repeat this movement a couple times. Inhale and exhale. So keep doing this. The roller just gives us something to sort of hang on to and hold on to. So it just assists in our stretch a little bit. Inhale up. You can even have your palms down on that roller if that's easier. So you really feel like you're pushing it away as you're lowering. And then one more time, inhale. And then as we exhale, we're gonna hang out here for a couple of breaths. And if it's hard to keep your hips down, maybe your calves are really tight, you can keep your hips lifted, that's okay. Try to keep them down though. Good deep breaths. Filling up the lungs, and exhale, letting it out. And then we slowly come on up. We'll move that roller to the side, and we'll come back to the very end of class. Okay, let's find our tabletop position. So we're gonna find a nice cat-cow here. So as we inhale, we're gonna drop that belly to the floor, and as we exhale, we're gonna pull that chin into our chest. Around the spine. Then again, inhale, we're gonna lift, belly drops. And then exhale, chin to chest. So you're gonna cycle through your cat-cow a couple of times, taking your time with it. Maybe adding little circles to it if you'd like. I know we did some circles and a couple different things last week. So doing whatever you would like in this cat-cow position. So I'm gonna make a couple circles here and then reverse direction. Just getting out all the kinks. And then we're gonna go ahead and come back to center. So we're gonna come to a balance to warm up our bodies a little bit more. We're gonna do an opposite arm and leg reach. Before we start, make sure to tuck your hips under here. To see that change, my back was sort of arched. As soon as I started to engage my core, my back flattened. So really just think of tucking your hips under, okay? And you'll start to pull those abs in and start to get those core muscles working and activated. We're going to reach with our right arm in front and left leg behind us. We're gonna hold it for a moment, and then we're gonna slowly come back down. So an option here is taking yourself down onto your forearms and maybe just lifting your legs, okay? If you're experiencing any neck or shoulder issues, or maybe they're just extra sore today. So inhale, opposite arm and leg, holding for a moment, exhale down, and then repeat on the other side. And finding almost a flow here if you can. So inhale, having it go with your breath, exhale. Noticing your breath this morning. Maybe it's moving kind of fast, because you didn't sleep at all last night. Like me, my dog was really scared of the lightning and thunder, so we did not sleep. Or maybe noticing that your breath feels really good this morning. You're feeling relaxed, you are ready to go. We're gonna do one more on each side. Last one. All right, so now let's come up into a downward facing dog. You could also do this one on your forearms. If not, we're gonna spread those fingers, tuck our toes, lift all the way up and find that down dog. Maybe for the first time this morning. And let's go ahead and pedal those heels out. Dropping them down one at a time. So I'm gonna let you guys hang out in that down dog for a couple of breaths. Here also, feel free to add some movement in your down dog. Does not have to look a certain way today. So you can move your hips around a little bit. Do whatever you'd like. Start to press your chest towards your thighs. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Let it go. We'll take one more breath in this down dog. And as we inhale, we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to actually walk our hands to our feet. So as we exhale, you're going to push your weight back into your heels. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you need to, like I am. And we're going to roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time. So nice and slow, all the way up. Once we're there, inhale, we're going to reach those arms up. Maybe we lean back a little bit. And then exhale, we're going to reverse this. So chin to chest, Start to roll the shoulders. Start to roll and hinge at the hips. Start to bend your knees. Your hands meet the mat. We're gonna walk right back out to this down dog. And then we're gonna lower our hips to find a plank. So whatever version, remember that could be knees on the floor. If you normally do both knees on the floor, challenge yourself today to take one knee off the floor. Start to engage that core. Maybe you're on your forearms for that plank. Maybe you're in that full version. Take one more breath. Press back to down dog. Take an inhale and exhale. Walk your hands back up to your feet. So it's really warming up the body here. Slow on the way up. Wow, I already have massive amounts of fur on my leggings. Huh? It happens when you live with a dog, right? Inhale, reach up. Maybe you lean back or a cat. And then exhale. Let's just do it one more time. So chin to chest. Roll the shoulders forward. Taking your time. Bend at the hips. Bend at the waist. Start to walk back out. We come to that down dog first. And then we slowly set those hips down and stack our shoulders right on top of our wrists to find our plank. So whatever version of a plank that is, but make sure you're really tucking those hips under, engaging those core muscles this morning. Lift up through your knees, press through your heels. Make sure your gaze is in front of you. So neck is long, our head is not down. It's not all the way up, but it's somewhere in the middle. One more breath. And then drop your knees as you exhale. We want to keep our back nice and strong, our core nice and tight. So back flat as we exhale, lower all the way down. Chest to the mat. Untuck those toes. Inhale, we lift up for a baby cobra stretch. Shoulders down and away. Exhale, lower. Let's retuck all the way up and down dog. Getting a little bit more of a stretch. Try now to transition your breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. So try to make this a little more efficient. It is a little bit harder to do that. Practice here this morning. Go ahead and slowly walk your feet up to your hands. And we come to this forward fold. Remembering that you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. And then inhale, we're going to take those arms out to the side. We're going to come up to standing. Palms come together as we arch back slightly. And we take our hands to prayer. Okay, so we're going to start off with some warrior poses to get us nice and warm. We will stay right here. Inhale, we're going to lift up, lean back, exhale, fold forward. Remember, if you're having any issues, just type it in the chat box. I'll come check you guys out. Inhale, we lift for a flat back, halfway. So here, really important to drive those hips back and squeeze our shoulder blades together. And then exhale, we come down. So let's go ahead and step our right foot back and find a warrior one. So you want to plant your heel into the floor nice and firm before you come up. It's about a 45-degree angle. We then lift our chest. We then lift our arms as we inhale. And exhale, we hold. So our hips are facing the front of the room, although they might want to turn out a little bit. Your goal is to keep them facing forward. We also want to tuck those hips under to engage your core. Shoulders down. Okay, hold this right here. We're going to come into humble warrior in just a moment, where we just bow down with our chest. We're first going to interlace our fingers behind us. So inhale, your arms lower down. As you exhale, you're going to reach for those fingers. So you could be here or all the way interlacing your fingers. Every person's going to be different, so don't worry about anybody else but yourself here. Inhale, we're going to lift the chest up, and exhale, we're going to lower. So just doing what you can this morning. We're all doing it together. So taking a couple of breaths here. So not rushing it, but as you exhale, continuing to lower down and maybe lifting those arms up and back. You want to relax your head here completely. Okay, so hold on to this for a couple more breaths. Make sure you push into your back foot as much as your right. Okay, you can also just simply have your arms by your side. Maybe not interlacing them at all. Bowing down, letting go of anything that is stressing you out right now. Anything that's holding you back, let it go here. Push into your back foot. Inhale, slowly reach yourself up. And then exhale, release those arms. Good, take a little breather here. We're gonna bring our hands to heart. So inhale here, straighten our leg. Exhale, we're gonna twist and open up to warrior two. So notice how I started with my arms here, and then I just simply extended them straight out. Okay, so we've taken a wider stance. We tuck our hips under, look at that left knee, make sure it's right on top of that toe. Arms are strong, warrior pose. Inhale, shoulders up, exhale, pull down. Make sure you're looking over that middle finger in front of you. Try to straighten that back leg a little bit more. Make sure you're breathing. And then inhale forward, flip that palm. Exhale, let's reverse our warrior here. So getting a big side stretch right away. We're gonna challenge our balance by taking our gaze up at that hand. Maybe leaning back a little bit further. And then inhale, we come back to that warrior two. Exhale, let's cartwheel those hands down. So the back heel pops off the floor. Okay, so we're in this high lunge. We will come back to this a little bit later. So hands come down on either side of that foot. We step right back, just our first round. So we step right back to down dog. Inhale, we're gonna come forward to that high plank. Exhale, we're gonna lower those knees and then our chest. Remember that our arms are glued to our side, elbows are back. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. Retuck those toes. Up and back. Down dog. Hold it right there. Couple of breaths. Remember that you're making an upside down V with your body. Let's check it out. Relax your head. Good. Lift those hips up a little bit higher. You guys look great. One more breath. Each down dog we come to, trying to get a little bit more into the stretch. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Maybe you're ready to take a big jump or a bigger step. Inhale, those arms come out to the side. We push our feet into the floor. As we exhale, our palms come together. We lean back and we bring them back down to heart center. Okay, so now the other side. You guys stay right there. I'm just gonna switch so you can see me open up towards you. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, float it down. Let it all go. Inhale, flat back. I almost started singing there for you guys. And then exhale, lower. We take a step back with our left foot. So finding that spot before you come up. First round, we're going through a little slower. Press into the floor. Lift yourself up. Arms come up, inhale and exhale. We hold right here. Remember to keep those shoulders down, adjusting yourself as you need to. And then once you find that pose, hold on to it. Back leg is straight. We're tucking those hips under. Hold this here. So we're gonna get ready for a humble warrior in just a moment. Big deep breath. Inhale, let's take those arms down. Exhale, we're gonna try and interlace them behind us. So you can stay right here and just encourage your shoulders to come together. If you can, interlace your fingers. Inhale, slide those arms down, lift your chest up, take your head back. Exhale, lower your chest towards your thigh. So you're going towards the inside of that leg. And with every exhale, you lower a little bit more. You lower your chest, but you lift your arms. Trying to get the top of your head to the floor. And maybe we're not there, but the point is that we are trying to get there, right? That is the goal. We are trying, we are breathing, we are pressing into that back leg as much as our front leg. So don't forget about that back leg hanging out. It is working. One more breath. Push into that back leg so you slowly pull yourself up and then release the arms. Woo. That side was a little harder. Let's take our hands to prayer right at our chest. So inhale, we're gonna open up from that hip, take a wider stance. Exhale, You are just going to simply extend your arms out, okay? So we're in this warrior two. Look at that right knee, make sure it's right on top of the toe, shoulders up, and then bring them down as we exhale. Taking a couple of breaths, tucking those hips under, hold on to this pose, let's see it. So remember to push through your back foot and that small pinky toe. Every part of your body is working here. Can you straighten out that back leg? Nice chuck. A little bit more. You guys look great. Perfect. Where is your gaze? Over that middle finger, that arm that's in front of you, right? Always keep your focus on something. Stay focused. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back. Reverse your warrior. So we're still keeping our focus on our hand. This is a little bit more challenging because we're looking up, a little bit harder for our balance. Try that extra challenge, reach a little further. Continue to breathe, keep strong, and then inhale, we come back. Exhale, nice, cartwheel those hands down. Place them on either foot, another side of your foot. Remember that back heel comes off the floor. We will come back to that pose in just a moment. Step back, down dog. So you guys know how to make this part a little more challenging. So if you'd like to do that, if your back is feeling okay and your shoulders are feeling good, you're gonna follow me. So inhale, we come forward to that plank. We're gonna lower and hover without lowering our knees. So exhale, we lower. We're in a push-up. We hold it for a second, and then we move forward and up into upper facing dog. It's important to move forward and then up through this. Then we retuck. Then we come back to down dog. Hold your down dog. So where you can stick to whatever version you like. If you find yourself always doing the same thing, try something a little bit different. If there's no challenge, if you don't ever get uncomfortable, nothing is going to change, right? For our bodies too. So challenge yourself this morning. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk or jump. You got this. Inhale, reach those arms out. Palms come together. Maybe you lean back a little bit there if that feels comfortable for you. And a little more stretch. And then exhale, we come down. Great job, we're nice and warm. Okay, so stay right where you're at. We're gonna come back to that right side, add in a couple more layers and go a little bit faster. You can feel free to slow it down if you'd like though. Inhale up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's see that flat back. So I can balance my cup of coffee on your back, right? And then exhale, lower. Nice job. Step back, right leg, warrior one. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hold. So really, really straight back leg. We're gonna get a chance to do a humble warrior again. So inhale, arms come down. Exhale, maybe interlace those fingers. Inhale, lift up. So we look up and then exhale, we bow down. Letting it go. Can you reach those arms up a little bit higher? As you exhale, can you get a little bit lower? Remember that back heel, press into it. And then inhale, slowly pull yourself up. Exhale, release. Before we come to warrior two, we're gonna find a triangle. So let's straighten that front leg. We're gonna take our arms up and then we're gonna separate them. So left in front, right behind. Legs are nice and straight. Inhale, reach forward, hinge forward at your hips. Exhale, just like a pendulum or a windmill, this left arm lowers as your right arm lifts up. You can start at your knee and then start that twist. Inhale, and then exhale, maybe you go a little bit lower. Inhale, exhale, maybe you go a little bit lower. So as you start, you can push against your leg to get into that twist. But in just a moment, I'm gonna ask you to take your hand away from your leg, just an inch. So now take your gaze up at that hand. Your wrist should be stacked right on top of your shoulder. Now, if your bottom hand is pushing against that leg, take it away for just a few seconds and continue to stretch. One more breath. A little more of a twist. Nice. Push into the back foot. Slowly, slowly, using your core muscles. Pull yourself up. Hands come to prayer. Inhale. Exhale. We find that warrior two. Perfect. Maybe we get a little bit lower this time. Tuck those hips under. Where is your gaze? Over that middle finger. That left arm. Arms are super strong here. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Extra layer. Push into that front leg, straighten it out, and find a little more length. Just an option. Take one more breath. Inhale, come back. Exhale, cartwheel those hands. We're going to find a low lunge. So hands come on either side of that foot. We're going to all lower to our knee. Even if you can do this without lowering to your knee, let's start here and build from the ground up. So hold right here. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, hold. So we're pressing those hips forward. Low crescent lunge. Take one more breath. We're going to bring those palms together as we exhale and take them down to heart center. Hold it for one more breath. And then what we're going to do is repeat the same sequence with our knee off the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. So if you want to try that challenge, we're going to lift our knee off the floor. Without lifting your hips too much. You can adjust your lunge. I stepped in a little bit to make it a little bit easier. Chest lifts up, inhale, and exhale. So hold right here. So this is a big change here. We've gone from the knee down to now we're up. Okay, so really pulling those abs in. Inhale, palms come together, exhale, lower. Just stay right here. Shoulders down, chest is lifted so we can breathe. So we're gonna do a little prep for our balance, okay? And then when we come back to this, we'll do the balance. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, you're gonna reach forward. This is our prep. I want you to rock forward and back. Forward and back. You can even have your hands on your hips if you want, but forward and back. And then what you'll do eventually is push off that back foot, okay? But we'll get there in just a minute. So forward and back. You should feel the glute of your left leg right now. One more breath. And then inhale up. Nice job, guys. Exhale, hands come down. Step back, down dog. Great job. Next time we're there, we'll go into the balance. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest, or that full version. With that hover, inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. And hold your down dog. Great job. So that round should have been a little bit harder. We're creating that energy, that warmth. Hold on to the down dog. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or jump to the top. Forward fold, let it all go. Inhale, reach your arms up. Palms come together. Exhale. Okay, same thing on the other side. And then we balance. Inhale up. Exhale, float it down. Remember, we move a little bit faster. Inhale. Feel free to slow it down if you'd like. Exhale. Left leg, step back. Warrior one. Glue your heel to the floor. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hold. Remember those hip bones facing the front, although they may want to turn out. One more breath. Humble warriors coming up. Inhale, arms down. Exhale. So if you can't reach your fingers, just squeeze your shoulder blades together. You don't have to interlace your fingers. So inhale, our chest lifts up. Exhale. Grounding your back foot. That's really important here. You're going to start to lower. Take your time. An inhale and then an exhale. Inhale and then an exhale. Keep pressing into that back leg. Making sure that don't forget about those little pinky toes. Reach your arms up. One more breath. Press into that back foot. Inhale. Exhale, release. Okay, so we're adding a triangle this time. We simply straighten that front leg. Inhale, and then exhale. So now that right arm is in front, left arm is behind us. We reach forward. We sort of hitch those hips back, and then exhale. We start to lower. So we want to really twist and open up from our shoulder our chest, but also our torso. Making a nice triangle shape with your legs. So that left arm reaches up. Remember, inhale, exhale. Can you get down a little bit lower? Inhale and exhale. Stack that shoulder on top of your wrist on top of your shoulder. Take your gaze at your hand. Now, if you're pushing into your leg, take your hand away from it for just a couple of breaths. Use your core to hold yourself here. But continue to twist. Imagine you're falling back into your wall without actually doing that. One more breath, big twist. Push into that back foot. Inhale, slowly lift up. Nice job. Hands come together to prayer as we open up for warrior two. Take a bigger step out. Exhale. Warrior two. Maybe a little bit deeper than before. Tuck those hips under. Gaze over that middle finger. One more breath, you guys, look good. Flip that palm, inhale, and exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior. Looking up at that hand. If you want a little more, push into that front leg, straighten it out, add a little bit more of a reach. One more breath. And then inhale, arms come down. We're gonna take them on either side of our foot. Back heel comes off the floor. Remember, we start from the ground up. So let's lower to our knee. We lift ourselves up. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, we just hold. Just hold it right here, low crescent lunge. Imagine you're stitching your rib cage together with a belt or a corset. So you make sure those core muscles are holding yourself up, keeping you nice and steady. Inhale, we lift up, palms come together as we exhale. We just lower our hands down. Shoulders down, chest lifts up. Still in your low lunge. One more breath. And then we come to high lunge, if you want. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Now without moving your hips too much, can you lift your knee off the floor? Still keep your hips pretty low. I'm gonna walk my foot in a little bit closer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. The goal is to get that back leg straight. If you have a tight hip, you might need to bend your knee a little bit like me. So I stay right here. It's challenging, but it's just enough for me. And then exhale, we're gonna lean forward. Remember this prep before we actually go into it. You're just gonna rock forward and back, okay? So a little prep here, maybe hands to prayer, and then what we'll do ultimately is push off and come into that balance. In just a moment, so inhale first. Exhale, down dog, and then we'll come into the balance on each side. So down dog it out, and then inhale, we come forward, high plank, exhale. Or you can just find a child's pose, right? At any time, inhale, lift up, exhale. Hold your down dog. So our third and final round is gonna be even faster, and we're gonna practice that balance. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, walk your jumps to the top. Inhale, reach those arms up, big deep breath. Palms come together and we lower. We are almost done, guys. Inhale, lift up. We're back to that right side. Exhale, let it go. Keep that momentum going. Inhale, squeeze to lift. This part here becomes very important for our balance. Exhale, lower. We're gonna go right into warrior two. Biggest step back with that right foot. Cartwheel those arms up, right, and then left. Going right into warrior two. Tuck your hips under. Big deep breath. Good job, guys. Now inhale, we're gonna take this back arm, sweep it down and up. We're gonna take our back heel off the floor. We're gonna find our lunge. Arms up. See how we did that fun transition? So we just come right to this lunge. Remember that you can always lower to your knee. Lean forward. We're gonna rock forward and back a little bit. And now you're gonna actually practice your balance on that left leg. When you're ready, push off gently. You're gonna kick that back leg straight up. Maybe you take your hands to prayer and take them to your chest to keep your back flat. That actually helps. So we are not reaching for the floor. We're pulling our shoulder blades together and we're lifting our back leg as high as we can. Your standing leg is slightly bent. You're pressing up through your heel. Can you kick your back leg out and make it a little bit straighter? Now we're gonna stay here for a couple breaths. If you fall out of it, just get back into it, right? We do not give up. We fall out, you just get back in. Maybe use a wall to help. Let's see it. If you want an extra challenge, reach your arms straight out in front of you, right? Oh, nice. Joanne, looking good. Lift a little higher. Maybe feel free to point your toe. I know that sometimes helps me lift up a little bit higher. You got it, Mary Beth. Keep going, guys. Try a couple more breaths. I know that standing leg is burning. Let's try one more breath. And then slowly bring that foot back down. You're gonna bend both knees. Woo, roll it up, shake it out. Bicycle those legs. Awesome. What we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So inhale up. Exhale, float it down. Step back, down dog. Let's go through this floor sequence. Unless you just want to find a child's pose, whatever you would like. Maybe lower. If you want an extra challenge, you could add a little extra push-up right there. Whatever you'd like. Hold your down dog for one more breath. And then bend your knees. Exhale, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Forward fold, let it out. Reach those arms up, big deep breath. Palms come together and lower. So last time on the other side, and then we're done. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Flat back. Remember this flat back, this is how we want to look when we're in that balance. Lower. Biggest step back, left leg. Warrior two. So open up from your hip. Cartwheel those arms, left and right. Make it nice and pretty. Like a flow, and hold right here. Remember, we're in that warrior two, nice strong stance, tuck those hips under. Make sure you have room for your balance. So as we inhale, this back arm is gonna sweep down, lift up. We're gonna take that heel, back heel off the floor, find that high lunge, reach those arms up, hold it. Not as smooth on this side for me. Pull those abs in, inhale. Exhale, lean forward. Remember, we're gonna do that little tick-tock here. There's that prep, and then when you're ready, push off. I'm gonna bring my hands right to prayer, right to my chest. Lift that back leg. Hold it. So I find that this is actually a little bit easier. When my arms are in front, I tend to fold forward. And then we're not able to use our back strength to lift up. So try the prayer and hands by your chest. Lift that leg up. Imagine you're pushing your foot into a wall behind you. Can you get your leg a little straighter? So we're gonna be here for a couple of breaths. Feel free to come in and out of your pose whenever you need to. Focus on one thing in front of you. Nice, Jen looks good. Diane, you guys look great. Keep breathing. Maybe you wanna try practicing pointing your toe. Maybe you open up to half moon. Maybe you just stay nice and low. Remember, you can stay nice and low. Doesn't matter how high your leg is, the point is that you're trying, right? You're trying to balance. We're gonna pull those abs in. Let's try for one more breath. I'm gonna try my half moon here. Woo, for a second. Okay, and then let's bring our foot down. And then relax. Bend the knees, shake it out. Great job. Just bicycle those legs. If you'd like to go through the floor sequence one more time, feel free to do so. Or go ahead and find a child's pose. I'm gonna go ahead and find a child's pose. So we'll give everyone just a moment to go through that sequence if they'd like. And if not, you're gonna find that child's pose. When everyone is done, we're gonna find a child's pose. So hold that there for a couple of breaths. We will just finish up on the floor. You guys are doing great. I'm sweating a little bit. Hope you are too. So we're all in this child's pose. We're gonna walk our hands over to that right diagonal. Try to reach our nose to our knee. Feeling that stretch along the left side of our body. Big deep breath. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to the left diagonal. Hold it there. Take one more breath. Inhale, come back to the center. exhale, let's roll ourselves up. We're gonna swing our legs around, come down into our back. So we'll hug our knees into our chest, we'll find an inversion to finish on, and then we will just finish our class. It's got a couple more minutes here, so slowly come down. You're gonna hug those knees into your chest. This part should feel really good. Rock side to side. Feel free to make circles in one direction, and then just make sure to reverse your circles. And then go ahead and place those feet onto the floor. So for an inversion, you can just lift up into a nice simple bridge right here. Or if you'd like to try maybe a wheelbarrow, or you have that in your practice, or a bridge, you can take your hands behind you and actually lift all the way up. I cannot do that, but if you guys can, feel free to do it. So remember, the simplest form inversion is just a bridge. If you do yoga regularly, maybe you want to try plow and lift your legs up and overhead. So I'll leave that to you if you have that in your practice. So if you are not sure about anything that I just said, we're just going to do a bridge. So we just lift our hips up and we hold here for a few breaths. Maybe you interlace your fingers underneath your hips. Open up the chest and shoulders. Feel free to close your eyes. We'll take one more breath where we're at. Slowly unravel those arms. If you would interlace your fingers, and then very, very slowly, this part is important, you lower your hips and vertebrae down one at a time. We'll come to a quick windshield wiper with our legs while we are here. Okay, and just for our last minute here, 2 minutes, we're just gonna find a Shavasana. I did wanna offer up using your foam roller again if you want to, so you can lay back on top of that foam roller if that felt really good, or if you had a pillow or a block. I have a block. I'm gonna stay in my supported bridge and just give my lower back a little bit of a break. It's been bothering me this week. So what I'm gonna do is lift up, and then I'm just going to let my lower back and hips relax. You can do this on a pillow as well. And just for, we had about a minute left. Or you can just do a traditional corpse pose, Shavasana, whatever you'd like today, guys, whatever you'd like. Close your eyes. Maybe you want your legs up the wall, that feels really good too. Just focus on your breathing. Think about something that is positive in your life, someone that makes you smile, something that makes you happy, whatever that is. Think about that right now. And go ahead and start to slowly wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, start to move your head from side to side. Slowly start to bring yourself back into a position of holding your knees into your chest. So moving that foam roller or block to the side, pulling your knees into your chest. Massage that back into the mat one more time by rocking side to side. Roll over to your favorite side. Find a fetal position for just a moment. Take a big deep breath and then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Take your time getting there. So whatever that looks like for you. That got really loud. Okay, let's inhale, reach those arms up. I know we've gone over by about a minute here. So bring those palms together, exhale. We're gonna lower them down. Close your eyes for a moment. Thank yourself for making the time for you this morning and sharing that with all of us here this morning. And with that, we'll open our eyes and we'll say namaste, which means the light and energy in me honors and sees the light and energy in you all. Thank you so much for coming. As always, I love seeing you guys. This always makes me feel better. Again, if you want to share your positive thoughts or whatever makes you happy that we were thinking about earlier, please feel free to share it or what you're grateful for in the box. And make sure you guys read it too.